2025 college football playoffs are in the books. Welcome to another episode of the Don't Argue with the Facts podcast. I'm your host, Noah Love. And today or tonight, I had a day to mull it over. We will be talking about the college football playoff national championship and really just my overall thoughts on 12 team college football playoff. A little bit of a quicker episode. Uh, The title game was wild. We'll get into most of the twists and turns of the game. I'll give you my thoughts oh and college football. I'm recording this actually on a Wednesday morning, early Wednesday morning. So you'll probably get this around 10 a.m., 10:30 maybe, depending on when I schedule it. But we ball. But let's get right into it. National title game was Monday night. Uh, Thoughts on it? Ohio State was just better. Like coming into the game, look, Notre Dame needed kind of a lot to go their way, and they needed Ohio State to shoot themselves in the foot. They got neither. Oh, although in the second half they played as well as anybody's played Ohio State probably all year, but they were just in so much of a hole that they could not overcome it. Ryan Day has been vindicated. Ryan Day is a national national champion in college football. Like that before I looked this up real quick before the game last night, Monday night, whatever. I was really just thinking about Ryan. We were gonna have first time national champion. I was really thinking about Notre Dame and Ohio State, how great this was for the sport. And I was thinking if this was a 12-team playoff, none of the neither of the two teams would have been there. Probably maybe two of the four who in the final four. Two of the final four, Texas and Penn State, probably been there. But that's great. That's great. Ryan Day, and I just had to look it up because it was slipping my mind. Ryan Day joins Kirby Smart and Dabo Sweeney as the only two other active coaches with a national title currently. Who's next on the docket to get one? To be honest, if I had to pick somebody who's next on the docket, a lot of people are saying Marcus Freeman. I it's hard to disagree after what you saw. I also think it's going to be Marcus Freeman. People are going to throw out Lane Kiffin and all that, but right now it's just the gold standard college football. I feel like it's Georgia, and I feel like it kind of still is, but the rivalry that is now the gold standard, the game, Ohio State, Michigan, back-to-back national champions from that rivalry, and the Big Ten runs college football right now, which is a thing to see if you're in the Midwest. But let's talk about this game. Obviously, I started off by saying Ohio State was just better, and they were. Like top to bottom, they Notre Dame just didn't have enough firepower. Like they did it, and they got down early, so they had to throw the ball like again. Wiley, like they ran the ball for 2 yards of carry, 53 yards of 26 attempts. That's not Notre Dame. Now, here's what I'll say: that first drive is one of the greatest drives I've ever seen to start a college football game, NFL game, especially a nice national title game. We're going to get the ball and we're going to go 19 plays, 9 minutes and 45 seconds off the clock for a touchdown. That was crazy. That was wild. But then after that, Ohio State said, we're not phased. 31 unanswered. 31 unanswered points, and they got up 31-7. Now, credit to Notre Dame. They came back, made the game close. I thought the way they were built, they have a chance. Ohio State, they were more physically dominant, which if you look at both lines of scrimmage, I think they were really good. And then really they just they're skill players. Jeremiah Smith, man. People are talking about who's gonna win it next year. Da 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 da. Texas is the early favorite, Arch Manning effect. But look, you're gonna get Jeremiah Smith back. That helps. I think they're getting Carnell Tate back as well. Look, they're getting Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs back, who probably in terms of offense and defense are the two best players in college football. So there's a start of like a retool. But this game, I mean, it wasn't really too integral in terms of the game. First of all, people, not not people. I want to make it specific. Whoever the makes the schedule for college football or whatever, they gotta change this. The national championship game should not be on January 20th. It is too late. That's too late of again like the college football national championship is too late. Like we're January 20th, you're competing with the NFL playoffs. You're not gonna beat that. Like you're just not a division. I watch all these shows on Monday, and I forgot there was a national title game on. Legitimately forgot. Because you're so focused on, okay, the Chiefs and Bills, this is going to be an exciting matchup. Commanders and Eagles, oh my gosh, Jaden Daniels. What happened to the Lions, Ravens, drop pass, Mark Andrews. You're so focused about all that that you forget, oh crap, we got a national title game on Monday. The latest a college football playoff national championship should end is either the week after New Year's. That's the latest it should end. Or we can just, okay, national title game on that game on New Year's Day, Rose Bowl. We're done. NFL, you can have it. We're not running into the playoffs. There we go. It's just the way they've scheduled this 12-team CFP, and I know it's a lot of trial and error, but the quarterfinals on New Year's Day, right? Fantastic, great for the sport. You then have the Orange Bowl on Thursday, and people are like, the Orange Bowl only gets 17 million viewers. That's because Penn State and Notre Dame, as great of a game that's on Thursday night. Some people got work Friday morning. It's Thursday. It's Friday. I get now 7:30 start times are great to get because I remember when games used to start at like 8:15, and this isn't like NFL where okay you may be off by 11 if it goes late 11:45. This would be on to about 12:30 because college football games just run long. So I like the fact that they started at 7:30. And look, we start on Monday night. We do it on Monday night. I get it. they're trying to have, oh, this is, we don't want it just on regular Saturday where other stuff's going on. We want the premier spot Monday night. And look, I get it. ESPN too, they don't host the Super Bowl, so they want national title game sort of is their Super Bowl in a way. Like that's what they have. But I don't know. I just the schedule I don't like it. It's a Thursday night. You have Penn State and Notre Dame playing, which I mean, College Game they tried their best, but like 17 million viewers, which is still a lot of people, don't get me wrong. But when you're scheduling it on a Thursday night where there's probably basketball on, there's work in the morning, there's so many things that are going on to where unless you're a diehard, I may not have time to sit down and watch this full game. They're going to have to figure out a way to get this done by New Year, seriously, because you can't keep running with the NFL. That's like, okay, March Madness is coming up in a few months. And I'll get back to the game because I still have thoughts. It's like March Madness coming up in a few months. March Madness, the national title game's in April, but it's early, like April 1st, the final first, April 1st, usually April 3rd. It never runs into the playoffs because the NBA playoffs start middle of April. Middle of April, late April. It never runs over because, okay, we have a 3 week event. Boom, March Madness doesn't run in with the NBA playoffs. We're done. Now it's NBA playoff time. Although the Final Four sometimes goes up against WWE WrestleMania. Won't this year because WrestleMania moved later, which thank goodness. Final Four and WrestleMania at the same time is not it at all if you're a big fan of both, like I am. It's not it at all. But yes, college football has to do something. The management of the schedules, not it. You either got to make with this 12 team, because this 12 team thing, when it's 12 teams, you knew, okay, this is probably going to be like a month. And it was like a month. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Also, I agree with Joe Klatt. Put the national title game at the Rose Bowl, Pasadena, because it's the site is great. But back to the game, Ohio State really just they I don't want to say dominated the game, but if you look at the stats, you're gonna be like, yeah, Ohio State was the better team. I mean, they ran for 214. Quishon Jenkins was amazing. This this is why you come back and you play in the NIL era. The Ohio State, yes, they got some transfers. Yes, Jeremiah Smith's coming in terms of a freshman help, but this team was built on mainly homegrown experienced talent. I got it. They got the transfer quarterback, but you got to think about it. Emeka Ibuka, Denzel Burke, JT Tuimoloau, Tyleek Williams, Jack Sawyer, Lathan Ransom. Most of these guys are fifth year seniors and they haven't gone anywhere else. All they've been is Buckeyes. So, and same thing with Michigan last year, where okay, JJ McCarthy was there, but then you had Donovan Edwards, Blake Corum, yeah, Zach Zinter. Like, yes, getting transfers work, but you need to sprinkle that in with your culture and homegrown talent. And I think I saw that. That's the blueprint now in terms of winning a national title. Ohio State was unbelievable. Best team. I saw a take saying they're the best team in college football history. I don't think that. Now, most deserving, yeah, because like they're 14-2. They basically played a whole NFL schedule, won the Natty. They beat everybody in the top 8 outside of Georgia, but if they played, probably would beat them too. Beat everybody in the top 8 outside of Georgia. Now, to say that it's the hardest championship, I agree with that because so many games. But to say they're the best champion, look, bro, Look, bro, as talented as they are, 01 Miami, 2019 LSU, I can make a case for 2020 Bama. There's been a lot of great teams. Those are just off the top of my head. There's been a lot of great teams in college football. Again, I have to go back. 05 Texas, maybe. Like Vince Young was really good. Again, I would have to go back and look. But I posted that on my story in terms of greatest. I don't think so. But Ohio State, really good. Question Jenkins, 3 touchdowns. They ran the ball as well as pretty much anybody has on Notre Dame all year. I know the Penn State game, I don't think they ran for as many yards, but Notre Dame, look, there was a time where Ohio State was 7 for 7 on third downs. Like you're not gonna you're not gonna stop anybody. Like you're not gonna win a national title like that. 7 for 7. Will Howard was exquisite the whole night. Exquisite. And I'll give credit to Notre Dame. Again, down 31-7. You think Monday night, you'll probably think I got work in the morning. I'm gonna turn it off because it's 31-7. But if you stayed and watched it, Notre Dame cut it close. And then it comes down to 3rd and 11. 3rd and 11. Howard to Jeremiah Smith. Now, zero blitz. People are gonna get on the zero blitz call. Look, if you're, I promise you, I'm not Manning against Jeremiah Smith. I'm just not doing that. I don't care what on what planet. Man to man, I saw that. I'm like, oh yeah, it's cooked. Against that guy, Jeremiah Smith? No, I would not. I don't think I would have. I would have probably still blitzed, but I don't think I would have called it zero blitz. Will Howard have missed 4 passes the entire game. Jeremiah Smith so good, I would not have called that. Now, would I have blitzed? I would have probably done more of a zone blitz, maybe. I would have doubled Jeremiah Smith for sure. If Emeka Booker Cardinal Tate makes a catch on 3rd and 11, you just go over and shake their hands. Again, they're talented receivers, but number 4 for Ohio State, who is probably the most talented freshman, or maybe the greatest freshman at his age I've ever seen, that college football's probably ever seen. You can have a debate with '07 Adrian Pearson if you want to. I'm not going to stop you. You leave him singled. Al Golden, I get it. You love man to man. That one ain't it. It ain't it. And it burned him on that last play. Look, but the guts, I'll give credit. The guts and glory, guts and the grit of Notre Dame, it's just unmatched. I give Marcus Freeman a ton of credit. They just didn't quit. They would not go away. Notre Dame, I know this one sucks. I know it hurts. I know. Trust. Yeah, I know it hurts. Now, will Notre Dame be back? People are like, we'll be back next year. I don't know if they'll be back next year. I think they'll be really good next year. That's for sure. Because you're getting the 2 backs back. You're probably going to have the best offensive line in college football. I know Al Golden's leaving, I think, to take a DC job. I forgot where it was. I have to go back and check. But I think, me personally, Notre Dame will be good. Be back? I don't know because it's way too early. I don't know. Now, do I think Marcus Freeman will win a national championship in the future? Absolutely. He's just that good of a coach. And even you just feel bad for Notre Dame because it felt like if they had played any other team, I think they would have won the game. Honestly, that's what I believe. Because I believe they were a team of destiny, but they ran up into another team of destiny that was just a bit more talented than them at certain spots, and they were just better. So Look, Ohio State, great job on winning the national championship. Brian Day, he can't do this, can't do that, he can't beat Michigan, he can't win the big one. He's now what about 2020? Got blown out of title game. He is now vindicated with a national championship, and people can get off him now. That man's a national champion. That's national championship coach Ryan Day to us. So again, I know a lot of people dislike him. I'm in the middle with it. I don't really I don't he's a good guy. He's a great coach. I will never deny that. He's a great coach. I don't know, I'm in the middle. But watching that last night, you can't help but with Ohio State, even though they're fans and all that, you kind of can't help but just pull out a little bit of a smile because that is a team with adversity. And Ryan Day said it. We just keep swinging. In life, you just keep swinging. And that's what Ohio State did time and time again. The Oregon loss, they lost that game. They came back, they kept swinging. The Michigan loss, which was disastrous. I'm not switching my stance on that. That's a disastrous loss. Ryan Day came back. They had a come sort of like a come to Jesus meeting, and they said, "We're gonna slaughter everybody. We're gonna keep swinging." And that's what they did. In Ohio State are now your first ever 12-team college football playoff national champions. Most talented roster, I think, in the country. They proved it on the field. Heck of a job. Now, my thoughts on the first 12 team CFP. Really, I big success. I really thought the final four and then championship game has been. Listen, the final four the past like 3 to 4 years has been absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. The Notre Dame Penn State game, I know schedule phenomenal game. Ohio State Texas, great game, and in this one, pretty good game. Now they do need to tweak some things. They need to tweak some things. If you don't think they need to tweak some things, you're crazy. Like they need to tweak. Okay, the top four buys are decided by the four highest rated teams, highest ranked teams by the committee. That's what it should be. That's what it needs to be. And then if you're a conference champion, you could still get an auto bid, but unless you're in our top four, you don't get the top 4 or 5. So I believe that'd be good. You take a the that way. I think in the first round you'll get more competitive games, too, and then uh, uh, quarterfinals, semifinals on. We're good. I think that's really the only tweak they need to make. But in terms of on-campus playoff games and all that, it's a success. Like you can't watch those atmospheres and be like, yeah, we want to take this away. Like it's a success. A big success. So in terms of the first 12 team playoff, again, that's my only like real gripe with it. No, I still think A would have been better, but we have 12. So in terms of 12, I think they've done a really good job. Presentation, all that. Really, really great job. The game of the 12 team playoff, the best game to me is still Texas Arizona State. A close second is Notre Dame Penn State. Look, Texas Arizona State was a fantastic game. It's fantastic. I That was an instant classic for me. For Arizona State to be down and really struggling on offense, and for Cam Scottaboo to basically just like, we gonna try to come back and win this, and then you're thinking, oh my gosh, they're gonna do it. It's 4th and 13. Ewers makes the throw, then they score, then it's picked by Makuba, like, and Texas is going to the Cotton Bowl at that time. That was an amazing game. Like, net, that's my game. That you can make an argument for game of the year. Look, Ohio State, Oregon, Alabama, Georgia, whatever you want to do. Again, Notre Dame, Penn State, instant classic. You do what you want. Or Oregon, Penn State in the title game. You can do that. Whatever. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on the end of the college football season. I know people are doing a way too early top 25. I'm not going to do that because, I don't know. Look, transfer portal movement is coming. We know it is. I don't know, but college football is over. So now we can get into some college basketball / March Madness. It's going to be crazy this year because there's no real best team. Again, I watched Tennessee yesterday. It is they really good. Auburn really good. Kentucky really good. There's just a whole lot of teams. But yeah, I'll get out. I'll get out of here. This is this will probably be up uh in the Wednesday mornings sometime. I'll probably post the link at my Instagram if you follow my Instagram. If you don't follow my Instagram, the link will be in the description. Until next time, this has been the Don't Argue with the Facts podcast. I'll come back previewing Chiefs, Bills, and Commanders, Eagles, and we'll probably talk some basketball as well. Till next time, see ya.